So this inclusion. So, and you can apply any movement of energy to any healing aspect of any kind of action that you take in the world. So say you're going to walk to the tube station. Prior to that walk, you could say, I'm going to apply the energy of this, the movement of energy, because there's always energy moving, to an interview I'm having on Saturday. And then you let it go, and then you just do the walk. Right? And the energy will just know. See, that's mastery. There's a lot of energy that's available. It's always moving. We're made up of energy. And so we can just request that. What happens, I don't know. But often I find if I sort of apply my walk, or even having a calming bath or something like that, if I apply that to whatever aspect, that the bath itself is more rich or deep or something, or the walk is more, I don't know, a little bit more of itself somehow. And it could be my imagination, but it's what I've found. So, I invite you to play with that, right? And then, so who arrived, or what situations when I invited that you could apply the movement of the energy of this container of Satsang? Because we've kind of gotten into the pot together here of Satsang. Just to hear, who would you like? Because when you give voice to that as well, it strengthens.
My daughter's having an operation that's scheduled for 11:30, so I apply that to her and her boyfriend who's supporting her.
Beautiful.
Particularly.
Yeah, and what's her first name?
Essie. Okay. And he is Ali.
Okay, lovely. Yes.
Still thinking which sound to use.
Both, perhaps.
Or can I use more than one? How about all three?
Oh, sure, you have three. Interesting. Thought you only had two.
No, I've got three.
Okay, they've got you two. Okay.
I'll bring them all in.
And their names? First name, Joseph, Daniel?
Joseph, Daniel, and Titus.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I didn't include anybody because I don't know anybody. But I just don't do things like that because there's no obvious person to include. So I don't like to include people without their permission in some ways.
Well, that's why I say it's only for the support as the universe sees it.
Yeah,
to support them.
I know it's
basically
not,
wishing them well.
It's not me pushing them in any direction, and it's not imposing anything. But I just don't do it because none of them would be into the idea of it, I suppose. So
as far as you know, yeah.
As far as I
know. So you can include yourself then. Yeah. You could even put a container on it as well by saying myself for the next 3 months, or higher vibration. That's all you're inviting.
Okay.
It's going to happen anyway, but you can also apply it. It's like paint. We can just splash it around.
Yeah.
Or you can always choose me if you'd like to, Kevin. In the future, should you occur to you to do something like this, I'm available. Okay? You have one friend that's totally yes about it. Okay, thank you. So do you apply it to yourself then?
Yes.
Any time frame or any aspect of yourself that you'd like particular support about?
Yeah, for the next 2 months, particularly going to America next month. Yeah.
Yes, wonderful.
I thought of my parents because they're aging and getting quite frail. And actually then I thought of my whole family, which is only my sister and her husband and 2 children, because just the family dynamic, including myself.
Do you want to give first names, or is that okay?
Yeah. My parents are Pam and Arnold. My sister's Debbie and her husband's Philip. And she's got twins, Thomas and Emma. And I'm Helen.
Hi, Helen. Yeah. Okay. And so, actually, just to check too, is it okay, this taping today? Is everybody okay with their voices being on?
Yes.
Okay.
To Leslie, my wife, she's been troubled. So
okay. Right. Lovely.
Use the help.
Okay. Yeah. Hi. Pardon me?
Raising issues like shame.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you for the specifics too, like that, especially with something like an energy like that. What does it hurt, right? Just a little lighterness. Thank you.
My nephews,
Mm-hmm.
Raphael and Gabriel.
My partner Siti and my little son Kaya, they've been without me for 2.5 weeks now, and it's getting a little bit long and tough for them.
Mm-hmm.
And also my dear friend Colleen, who is in Nepal with the group, and I don't know where she's at. I'm worried about her well-being, so include her also.
Right, because there
I don't
was
know if
an
you heard about the
earthquake.
earthquake,
Yeah, the earthquake. Wow, okay. Hi, glad you made it. You're welcome to sit up front if you want. So I'll include, because it came up like this, the people affected by the earthquake, perhaps specifically the people who don't know about their loved ones, and an easing or a finding out, or however the energy can support whatever they need. Yeah. So what what's happening is we're just taking the container of movement that happens within Satsang today and applying that movement of energy to support a rising of the vibration. However that might look, the universe knows best, to whatever we'd like to people, to situations, whichever. So is there anything that occurs to you with that opportunity to include?
Yeah, I had these as well when you were talking about it. So yeah,
The earthquake.
just energy, yeah, to that.
Okay, lovely. Okay.
May I add one more person?
Yes.
My best friend Sarah, and her mum, who's just lost her husband. So if I may include them.
Okay. Yes. And now I have the tape going. Actually, it has a little bit of you in there, Yvonne, at the beginning. You're actually on the video. Right. Is that okay? But I just tilted it so you're not in there anymore.
Oh right, do you want me to say it again?
No.
No, sorry.
No. Are you okay? Because that first part of the video actually has you in it.
Yes.
It's okay?
Yes.
Okay. And then to also ask, because you weren't here, your voice is being recorded. It's fine. Okay. Good. It might just be me that ever sees this. I don't know yet if I'm going to be able to put it out there. But in that, too, it's interesting because with video and technology, right, all of what's appearing is just a fabrication of its own self. Awareness playing like this. It looks like people. It looks like a sound. It looks like the felt sense of a bum in a chair. Right? All of this is just actually awareness at play. So with a video, I mean, this awareness at play and being received by all the people who might see it, right? So then these people that we included, it'll be known in consciousness because people will hear that to be included and ongoing. Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
So, and everything is recorded by the intelligence of consciousness. So it is that already, but it's magnified because consciously we can apply that we're aware of, and it thickens and magnifies whatever consciousness is conscious of. Right? And it's just, how you can see that is prior to becoming more and more conscious, it seems like your life and all the things that are happening are kind of subdued, right? And then as you open and you let go of the shielding and conditioning, the protection, then life becomes a bit more raw and real, right? And it's more vulnerable, but it's also magnified that there's something happening called yourself, right? And there's less of a possibility of imagining you're ever going to get away from this. Hopefully. Not to accentuate that, but to totally accentuate that. So what, is here, you agreed to live this life at some point as consciousness, to come in like this and play this part of you. You agreed to it already because here you are. It's already a fact. And that's helpful when the moments are tough. To remember, oh, I committed this deeply enough to be given a life, to be given a body, to be given eyesight, to be given a stomach and digestive system.
Yeah.
Breathing apparatus. Wow. It's quite a commitment, right? You bought a house, basically, and you didn't have to purchase it, but you had a yes at some level. And that can be very supportive when you're in a tough moment with yourself, to remember, wow, I chose this. This is exactly how it's supposed to be. For some reason, I don't know what it is in the moment when something's tough, but to really lean back a little bit and just really remember, wow, okay, I already committed to this. It's okay. It's all right. It's what's supposed to be happening.
Doesn't that open something up, though, for that feeling of occurrences where you didn't commit to it, to then not be accepting them? Whereas if there's no view or stance taken, then isn't the
Can you give me an example?
no, I can't.
Oh.
Or nothing's there to come.
Yeah.
But something will.
But
come.
because it gave
so I will.
rise to that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's likely that it's occurring somehow. So what it does, it actually softens the resistance, because there'll be a tendency to try and change the details at play. And so it's like taking the expression of awareness, which is like wind, and attempting to change it. And you can. See? Apparently, we can, to some degree. And so we imagine that we can change it, and then some stuff doesn't get changed in the moment that we attempt to change it. And then that's the hardest. That's the suffering, is that we cannot change it. And we're attempting to change it, trying to change it. What is this that's going on? Not understanding. And then that's the suffering. Whereas accepting it, even the suffering in the moment, instantly, actually, it's just what's happening. It's a little easier, even if it's yucky. It's the attempt to change it or to get away from it, or the fear of it happening again, that actually is the suffering. And actually, the attempt to get away from it can accentuate whatever it is that's happening, can make it feel even stronger. The more you attempt to get away or change it, the more it accentuates exactly what you want changed. And again, you can see this in your own happenings. And as with everything that I ever speak about, it's always to see in your own experience, is this true? Right? Because my saying it, all I'm saying and sharing is from my own experience and what I have found, as in conjunction with seeing energy and being kind of attuned in that particular direction of what's really going on and where my humanness gets in my own way perfectly. Because when it does that, that bit of what happens as it hits this part of my humanness where I'm like resistant to it perfectly, then these details at play are accentuated for me. So it's like consciousness really wants to know this part. Why, we don't know until later. Often, suddenly I'll be speaking with someone and it'll be like, wow, that's why I experienced that, because I would never be able to be with this person as fully as I can be with them without having experienced that, the actual reality here. there's different types of accepting, right? There's ideas of acceptance being, oh, I have to accept this, oh, I have to accept this. But if it keeps repeating, then something else wants to happen. And in those moments to look to see, okay, what could any little thing, sometimes it can just be a little thing, a cup of tea, which can be actually a big thing. But, once the shift has occurred, just to have some sort of movement. Were you going to ask something? No? Just saw a flash. Like, funnily enough, it looked like somebody put their hand up. It's like, yes, class. Another way I found this really, and I'll give a personal example of how I found this committing and understanding my own commitment to live this life out, whatever may come, was being a single mother and handling that where their father lived in another country, and I really was with them 7 days a week, the one to handle all of our details. So when there were opportunities, and there's lots, 2 boys, right, that I felt I should be doing something because the school says so, or the whatever, right? You can imagine all the different possibilities. But yet, feeling that that would be very taxing on me. So I couldn't actually push myself because I'd already come to recognize this self also as love. So, it's just, except for in play, it's just not the wisest thing to push love around, right? So demand on self wasn't working. So then there's this situation. These kids want to go, off to school or to extracurricular thing, and I'm the one that's supposed to get them there. And at the same time, to do so, I would have to force myself to do it because it didn't feel like maybe I could or that I would want to even. No yes was here for it. So what that did is that I needed to then stop and take a moment and look at the details and really see, okay, what could happen in that moment? And often what would happen is I could remember the commitment I made because I had let go of my children and my life prior to the real life. I had renounced my life and let go of everything except for 2 boxes of feathers and sticks and rocks.
Really?
Yeah. That's been in books. Some books in there. A few things. And so I renounced that. I let go of my children, which was a profound, wonderful happening. Let go of how I was supposed to be as a mother, as a parent. And what I did is, that's what I let go of, how I was supposed to be. Because throughout it all, looking back on it, I never let go of being responsible for them. I still took care of my part to make sure, in agreement with their father, are you willing to take care of them? Will I let go, right? And he was a yes, so I could do so. So, but in those tough moments where something wanted to happen and it seemed like it was for them, if I extended myself out into this appearance of the fabrication, of the illusion, then that would cost me. And so I couldn't do that. I couldn't push love around. So I needed to somehow have it be for this, for me. And then that's when I could go back to my commitment. The choice came when, after this happened, and I didn't know what to do anymore because I wasn't expecting it to happen. Because like many people, I thought, it's going to take 30 years. I'm going to have a lifetime of looking for this because it was a totally new thing for me. This whole, whatever this was that kept calling me to follow that. And so it happened, and then it was like, well, what was here? What rose in my heart was simply to be with my children. And so I made a conscious choice to include them in my life and to then set about the details to, okay, well, this is what my heart calls for, and take practical steps in how to allow it to happen, to support it to happen. So I had made a conscious choice to include them. And I could return to that choice again and again when times were tough and remember myself and make it about me. And sometimes, whatever it was that was being called for, then it was easy because it was just simply my commitment to myself. So I took it home. So that's the invitation, is prior to moving in any direction of what it looks like you should do or you're supposed to do, to include yourself and remembering your commitment to live this life. That as it is in that moment of looking is how it is, and you signed up for it. It's just such a weird thing to actually consider in the moment when something's tough is going on. And instantly it's like, oh, okay, so there you are with you. Right? You know what I mean?
Yes, I think.
Somewhere along the line you committed to this lifetime. What's this you we're even talking about? But yet it's here. It's not formed. It's here, and it's been with you all along. This part that's been with you, that knows you, that's listening to whatever you're thinking, whatever you're saying, felt sense of your hand on your mouth. What's that?
Can I say something? I like that what you said, because it can easily turn into some kind of airy-fairy metaphysical speculation, like this thing that people use. You sign up for this, like back when you were like a soul hanging out in the cloud, and then you signed a contract. Who knows if that was so? I don't know. Probably nobody does. But what we do know is that me as life itself, I have signed up for it. I know this because life sits here in this form. So that's something that's really tangible. And so then that's something I'm just really getting
The
the
fact of it.
distinction about right now as you're speaking. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's so practical,
Yeah.
right? You wouldn't be here otherwise. Somewhere along the line, something happened. And so this signed up for life. It's a lifetime sentence, commitment, right? And probably variations of that in moments, what it feels like, right? But we aren't going to get away from any pain and suffering, right? There isn't anybody who's not experiencing that, because in order to actually find, it's that resistant point that actually accentuates what this life is for. So we need something to pass through to give notice that something's happening. And it can be then easier to go through the harder knocks of life, right? If they come. So then allowing a few sounds here to come through, the toning sounds, in support of you checking in with you even more deeply, especially in those hard bits, and recognizing your part in living this life. Does that sound a support to that? Sound good? Does everybody have a yes for that?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, so let your yes go, and both feet on the floor. For just, I say this because it's a masculine and feminine support from the earth, right? And we're calling on these sounds to support us in this way, so that was good. Be balanced. Feel your body balanced. Balance your scarf. No, I'm only kidding. I just looked down and there it was. I never know what I'm going to say.
I like it.
I like it too. Can you tell? So yes, it's another way of falling in with you. Literally, from the biggest place, it's falling in love. Because it's all love.
Yeah.
You fall in with yourself. You're falling in love. Okay. So the direction of these, right? We already said yes to it, so there you go. Here they are. Then we'll follow that with a little bit of silent space, moments of that. Okay, just so you know, you can kind of deepen and whatever. All right.
Those flat cushions.
Oh, what
The flat cushions.
Hold on.
These are so
Yes, comfy is good. Although it's anybody's discomfort because you don't have a pillow, I could give you one. I'm willing to share.
Thank you, I'm okay.
Okay, if that changes. Okay. All right. Where are we again? All right. Here.
Where else?
Wait a second. Oh, yeah. Right. Here we are. Whenever you look, here's here. I have lots of little jokes, I just have jokes with myself. Like you. I don't know. And so, right, this little chair here, little rainbow, spiral, colors. There, look at that, little traipsy bits. If you haven't guessed, it's okay to have fun with life. Let life have fun with you, let it take you. You are anyway, right? All of it, none of it have you done. Somewhere this commitment, you can have a sense of that's true or not, I don't know. But all of it just appears, whatever it is, the thoughts, whatever it is you think that's yours, that you're doing, it's like when you look to the origin of when did the thought occur and where did that thought come from, you did not create it. Right? Maybe Kevin did.
I don't know. I said I don't know.
Yeah. So if you look, right,
Hmm.
at any thought, I mean, can you see where it came from and that you made yourself think that?
No, I can't really
Right.
see where it came.
Yeah. So it's this, and same as a felt sense of a hand or blood moving in the veins. We don't actually do that. It's just what's happening. So it's like that's life, the happening of it, however it goes, and it includes the thoughts, and that's the part that human beings, right? And we need to be lost in that, because it's in that journey as you claim the reality, the truth of what's really going on, and let yourself relax open to it instead of imagining you have any control in it, of it, about it. You can have preferences and invitations and say yes. And sometimes saying yes is saying yes to your no. Right? When you feel like it's not like always saying yes to everything and letting yourself get trodden upon. You can feel no and go yes to your no. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes. Yes, and then it's not really you that stands up for your no. It's life standing up for itself. Right? And it feels nice. Letting it just come into the cells and just go, no. It's great to practice no with someone. To say, hey, can I practice saying no with you?
What if they said no?
You might be laughing by that point. Find someone else. And you can do it in the mirror. And actually today, I'd like to actually spend some time on the stairs in front of the mirror.
Wow.
Is that right? Because the mirror's there. I noticed that on the way out. I said to myself, self, because I'm not doing this, right? What is it that notices the mirror and considers, oh, cool. We can do a lot with this. Right? But yet not to hold on to that. Because who knows what happens today. To trust that it's going in its own direction and I'm just going to go along with that. And then with that, what you said, then that comes in because you can go to a mirror and practice no with yourself. And practice yes with yourself. And even practice maybe with yourself.
I can see us all on the stairs going, no.
Well, perhaps that's what we do. When we get there, it'll occur to you, whatever it is to suggest. But yes, some of that for sure. Yeah. You're very handy.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait for anybody else. You're there. Right? You're with you. Wonderful.
Wow.
I mean, it's no wonder nobody else can understand me. I can barely understand me.
Yes,
Right?
And it's good not expecting anybody to understand you as well.
You're right.
You know?
Right. Where did that come from, right?
Yeah.
Right. And it's just the collective way that we've been trained to be outward bound, that we're supposed to understand and figure out what somebody wants and what we're supposed to do in life and some purpose, all this sort of stuff. So that's where the expectations, because then we don't get it and we try this and we try that, and meanwhile we're happening. And life is trying this and trying that. And it's so much easier to just recognize that instead of believing in it. Oh, I failed. And then even failure, it's okay. If that's what's occurring, okay, failure, okay, go with it. Really fail. Feel failure, 100%, because it's that holding away from it, imagining we might get lost in it. We're already lost in it if we're afraid of getting lost in it. So here's this chair, this friendly chair, awaiting someone's bottom. Who would like to come up and be in even a bit more direct connection for yourself with myself.
I'm not quite sure why I'm here and what I'm supposed to do now exactly, but I just felt like I wanted to come up. I find I've got so much fear. And it was interesting what you were talking about just now about not knowing where your thoughts come from. I just feel like I'm sort of stuck.
Mm-hmm.
I think I do know where my thoughts come from. They're so repetitive.
Mm-hmm. They're repetitive. Perfect. Right? That's how love accentuates that something wants to happen. So what's repeating?
I'm just constantly trying to keep myself safe.
Okay. All right. Now, so how does the thought appear? Can you give me sort of the words of the thought?
I'm always thinking ahead of situations that I might not be able to control from my own experience. So I'm trying to just let this all wash over me. I don't really understand your language yet. It's all brand new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't really get it.
But I sort of get it. But it feels like being in the moment is definitely the way to go, and stop projecting stuff ahead.
Okay, so if it's repeating, right?
Yes.
Then this is what's happening. This projection has been happening, right?
Yes.
Into some apparent future.
Yes.
And so it's to relax with the actual reality of that projection happening. Because you recognize it in your own vocabulary. You've been able to point that this is true. Projection happens, right?
Yes.
Is it happening right now?
No.
Can you remember a time when it did happen?
Just a few minutes ago.
Just a few minutes, okay?
Yeah.
And then what does that feel like when projection's happening?
I'm really taken away into it.
Okay?
I'm in it.
Okay, go for it. Let's be taken away into projection.
What do you mean?
Let's go for it. Instead of trying to stop
Feel it.
Yeah, feel it. Instead of trying to stop it.
Well, I've kind of released it now in a way. I've burst the bubble a bit. Hang on a second.
And you've been sharing it, yeah.
Projecting. Well, I guess I'm quite a lot in a place where I'm trying to stop it happening, stuff happening, and
what
I'm
happens
fearing
in your body? What happens?
I'm just really tense. I'm kind of frozen.
Okay, and is it present right now? Can you
A
feel
little
it?
bit.
Okay, let's just relax, open to that little bit. Frozen, you say?
Yeah, I can feel all my legs kind of a bit sort of numb.
So numbness happening. Just relaxing, open, not trying to change it. Just feel it. Yeah. Just relaxing the legs open to feel numbness itself. Yes.
Feel my shoulders. I sort of feel my whole torso kind of.
Yes. Just really relaxing, open to totally feeling it, just like it is.
Okay, it's sort of melting. But and I think it's spaced out.
And just to look, is it okay to look? Just look into the legs. How is numbness doing? Is it still here, an energy called numbness?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Just being with that little bit. And part of the opportunity here is you can, we're together on this, right? So I don't go into your stuff at all.
No.
My part in it is just being empty, and then the information tends to come in because I'm empathic. Okay. So I feel energies in myself in response to being with you.
Okay.
Right? And so then sometimes in that you can be with parts of what's been happening, which we invite here into the chair, right? To be with us. And then you're not quite so alone with it. Because I'm with you. Right? Yeah. Can you feel me being with you? Can you feel that? Just being with you?
Just you saying that. I don't know that I feel it. Yes, I suppose I do feel that.
Okay. Just relax, open to that feeling. Because this now is forever. You can tune into this and I can be with you. Wherever you are, in any moment. You're conscious of this now, my being with you. There's no separation. We're all in the same moment together. You can know that there's one person that can be with you. Not totally, I can't be you, right?
It's really hard to let you in.
Sort of, yeah. Yes and no, bits and pieces.
Yeah, sometimes. It's really hard to.
And maybe even just relaxing. just being with you, right?
I don't know why I find it so hard to
So what's happening? Because we're already together, really, right? We're already together. We're just vibrating atoms with more space. There's nothing. We're just a bunch of gap. Really.
I know the idea of that.
Pardon me?
I know the idea of that.
Yes. Well, you know that that's true, right, from science.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this apparent felt sense of separation isn't real. We know that. Because there's nothing at all.
Yeah. I just think the frozen thing keeps it quite at bay, that
Mm-hmm.
being able to feel it.
Yeah.
And that's not in my control.
Right. All you can be with is with the frozen bit.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's very hard to relax into frozen. I mean, I could feel it melting a bit.
Yeah, it sounds easy, but it's often not so easy. But bit by bit, there's no rush. There's nothing that's supposed to happen. It's whether it melts or doesn't melt. It might be that consciousness would love someone just to be with frozenness happening, instead of trying to get away from it. That somebody be willing to feel this.
Yeah, but feeling's quite hard when you're frozen. I have two extremes, really. I have frozen and I have melt and collapse.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Right.
It's not much in between.
There's not much in between.
Well, occasionally, but
right. But you see that there again, hard, nothing. Right. And so there's this passing of something. Somebody's experiencing this.
Yeah. So now I'm sort of feeling. I'm feeling less frozen, but just more shaky.
More shaky. Yes. Alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just relaxing, open to that. Is it feeling all right?
Yeah.
Shaky? Yeah. 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 Still adjusting. Yeah. And there's no way it's supposed to be. There's no way that you're supposed to be with it. There is no other you. You're it. How it is and how it's happening is exactly right. Always.
Trouble is, there's not much opportunity to do this. I guess that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
But there's lots of triggers that make me go frozen.
Up until now.
Yeah.
Because who knows, now that you've located the frozenness, maybe it'll be, if it ever shows up, in any moment, being with that. Right? Because you've done it. I didn't do that for you. You sat with frozenness. So now you know how. You're with you.
Yeah, but it helped me.
Supported you. Supported you to see it, yes. Feel it. Just because the space is open. There's not a lot of other bits going on right now.
No.
So yeah. But bit by bit, it does take some practice, and it's a little easier because I'm so practiced at this. So it's a little easier in this space.
Well, most of the time I'm keeping myself so safe.
You're used to, yeah?
And I'm lucky that I can.
Yeah.
In not having to go out into the world too much.
Right.
It's hard to practice being with the frozen.
Maybe. In these moments, was it that difficult?
No, well, because one of the triggers is being in a group, actually. So it's already quite charged.
Yes. At any
So
time,
it's
you can
near the
imagine
surface.
yourself being in a group to accentuate the frozenness, right?
Well, I just avoid it.
Yeah, you used to,
I used to.
right? But now,
Yes.
because you can see that you are actually incredibly capable of being with frozenness, it's not going to have the same right?
Oh, well, yeah.
Unless you want to keep it, because it can be a comfort zone too.
Well, of course, it's quite nice
Familiar.
to avoid, yeah. It does take a bit of bursting into tears to kind of...
Perhaps. We don't know. Sometimes it can be laughter. It's just amazing. You know? Ah. And you can play with it too.
Extreme, that's what I'm afraid. I mean, it's like fear of fear, you know.
Exactly. Oh, yes. Is that human or what?
Just kind of a bit stuck.
Now, is stuckness happening right now as you remember that?
No, I guess not.
Okay. So that's what's happened in the past, right? Because we don't know what happens next. And any bit that you don't want to reoccur, you want to say in your words, yes, it was. So it acknowledges the truth that it's occurred, even if it was 1 moment ago. But you want your words to keep what you don't want to continue as a past tense.
Okay.
Because when you say I am, as awareness, you are. Right? So it keeps it present otherwise. If I say I am frozen, you know, I will be frozen. That's how the universe knows what to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we want to say, I've been dealing with this, I've been playing with this. It's been playing with me. Because you didn't create it, right?
I don't think so.
No, if you follow the route back to wherever maybe it started occurring.
No.
It's a whole conglomeration of life that instigates stuff to come into existence. It's never just ourselves. It takes every bit, right? An apple takes the sun, the moon, rain, the tree.
I suppose I think I know events that triggered it, or that kind of brought it together.
Wonderful. Because then you can use those, your knowing, to accentuate it alive and open to all of that, whatever it was that happened. It hasn't gone away, has it? It's still with you.
So how can I use it to help?
Well, if you know, then just like that, as soon as you spoke of it, what happened in your body? So you said that you know the details.
I think I know some of the triggers.
Yeah, some of the triggers. So you can use those triggers to consciously be with. So you purposefully sit down and say, okay, I'm going to unravel some of this energy.
Okay.
Right? Because it's all energy, even though it looks like frozenness. Yeah. Right? Really, that's just energy called frozenness. Stuck, energy called stuck. So this is where the mind is also playing a part in its own freedom. But what we're doing, what I'm teaching, is people to listen to the mind and what it's saying in a different way than what we've been taught.
Okay.
To not listen to it like a commentary and as if it's leading things and telling us what to do.
Yeah.
That's what we've been taught.
Yeah.
So instead, to listen to it, to listen to the words, to listen to how the information comes in, and see how much you actually know of what's really going on. When this happens, I felt frozen. Oh, felt frozen. Okay, what does frozen feel like? It's in your words. It's in the thoughts. However it is, I feel this, and it's like, and then people are trying to get away from whatever that is, instead of just relaxing open to it, because it's already here.
I suppose I have tended to be led by my mind in the way you say. So I'm sort of trying, and I feel like this kind of frozenness is kind of stuck in my body in a way. It's carrying, like you say, it's energy that's stuck.
Is it here, right now?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Sort of fits here.
Mhm.
About the girdle.
Relaxing, open to it. Right? You see how you used your mind to find and locate where the energy is. It's just instead of traipsing over that and going to the next thing that the mind says to do on a sort of surface level, to come in to being with yourself with this energy.
Okay.
Feel the chair. Recognize that you're okay right now. There's a body here sitting in a chair. And just letting the energy move. Yes. 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 Feel the chair again. You're a person sitting in a chair. What happens when you look up? We're together here. We're being with this together.
It's just exhausting.
Pardon me?
It's just exhausting.
Enlivening too, in a way.
Yeah, I sort of feel like lots of electricity.
Electricity?
Yeah.
Yes.
My hands really tingling.
Mm-hmm.
And, God, really tingling.
Mm-hmm. Now relaxing, open to the tingling. That makes sense. After frozenness, there might be tingling. Yeah. Now just to let awareness rest in the hip area, in the pelvic area. What's happening there now? Just relaxing, open to that. What's happening there?
Yeah, I can feel it sort of shaking.
Mm-hmm.
It's tingling as well.
So, and also some exhaustion.
Yeah.
So you may, it's okay too, and we spoke about this yesterday, it's okay. There are these mats back here, the yoga mats. If you feel like you need to lie down and let the energy just integrate a little, but that would be okay to do today.
Yeah, it's sort of moving down my legs now.
Yes. And what happens when you look at me?
You're kind of a bit removed.
Mm-hmm.
But I can sense you.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot happening right now. Yeah. Would you like some support for someone to put a mat out for you to lie down and let this energy move through you?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Someone. Then you can just go right from here to lie down and just let it run.
Okay.
Right? And just trust the energies here. We're in a container together, so we're in this together. You won't miss out on anything, because sometimes the mind go, oh, I should stand up or get up or whatever.
I'm feeling kind of out of it.
But you're with us.
Okay.
Right? Do we agree to continue to be with her while she's
Ah.
lying down? Yes. Okay. You heard everybody?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. You're with us even if you're lying down. All right?
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you. And I'm only ever an email away. Remember that, right? Let me know when you want me to be with you. Just give me the details of what's happening. I can be with you wherever I am. Right? Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you. And Helen, you might want to take your coat with you and just cover your body. Right? So you see how the mind is part of this conspiracy and unfolding itself? Right? It's just looking at it, slowing it down to see what's repeating. And look at that. If there's judgment and you see people outside of you, oh, they're so noisy. I can't be with them. Oh, they're so noisy. Look to see what's noisy inside. It's your own language, it's your own vocabulary that will find where the energy is inside you. And often it'll be exaggerated outside of you to find one little bit of energy inside. It doesn't mean that however it appears on the outside is how you are. It might be a totally different play, but just whatever those words are that repeat, to find that little bit inside yourself. Does this make sense, what I'm saying? Right? So judgment's fantastic, because as soon as you can hear, oh, right? It's like I after my first marriage ended, and I was with these different lovers, partners, for whatever, 6 months here, 3 months there. And each one, there was 4. And by the time the 4th one left, and I said again, oh, he's running away in fear. And it was true. They actually admitted that to me, that they were running away in fear, that they found it hard to be with me and to be with themselves, really, right?
Yeah.
But by the 4th one, it's like, okay, I can see that. And so I committed to being with my fear of running away from myself. And I couldn't see it cognitively, but I could commit to it because it repeated. And the same phrase came up. So all I did, and then the next 3 weeks, something moved out of my whole arm and shoulder. It seemed like in response to that. And then I met my husband, my current husband, which I don't know, it's, whatever. At any rate, it's something that allowed itself to happen with him, that prior, each one would sort of stop. Not that there's a ongoing relating is supposed to be how it is either, but at any rate, that's how it occurred. So it's like that. I give a personal, direct example so you can, apply it to your own happenings, perhaps.
There seems to be, though, an assumption somewhere behind what you're saying, well, the way I've interpreted it anyway, that somehow there's an ideal state of being unperturbed by anything. And you were taking an example of if you're finding a noisy situation, and you have a reaction to that.
Yes.
That somehow the ideal state would be not to have any reaction at all to that.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yes, no,
But
that's not what I'm saying.
That's
I'm
not
saying,
what I want to take on. But
yeah. No, I'm
it's-
saying be with the disturbance. It's going to happen. And the ease of life is finding your way and how to be with these disturbances. And then life is easier. So the ideal is learning your way to be with the disturbance if and when it rises. Right? And so then you get more empowered by being able to be with what is. And as you get more empowered because your own experience is, I am able to be with this. I am able to be with frozenness. I am able to face an old situation of pain. Look at that. And then you get more confident with being able to be with what is. And then you're able to handle more of what is. And you kind of get thick. And then you become embodied, right? The more, because you're okay with it. Even, it doesn't mean it stops. It just means that you're able to be with that, and you know that. You're conscious of that. And so life becomes easier because you know you can face whatever's coming. It's this victim part, this idea that we can't be with it. That's what creates the suffering. I can't handle this. And the fact is you are handling it already. So where that whole idea comes from is strange, but it's just what comes. Right? It comes with myself. You know? How could this be happening? Oh well, it is. So I've learned to be very practical with myself. All right, if I'm aware of it, it's already in me. There's nothing you can do to change anything on the outside. It's already in. It's already in. That means it's mine. Even if it looks like originally it came from somebody else and it's their energy. It's yours, right? So then like on whatever day it was, even then it's yours to let go of. If it is someone else's energy. Yeah. It's very complicated in a way. The only place to be with it is in the moment. It's always the right amount. Because here it is. It can't be more or less than this. It's exactly this. This quantity. This happening. This is it. There isn't any more or less than this. So, and you are already with it. So of course you can be with it. The ideal state is as you are. Exactly like this. And so we have this chair. Calling, calling, calling. I gotta get a song going with it. Anybody know a calling kind of song? Yippee-yay! Calling the little doggies, you know.
I'm trying to think of a song.
Right.
Right. Breathing.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's a bit off subject and not why I sat in the chair, I don't think, but isn't there a paradox slightly suggested by what we were just talking about, that as soon as you're happy to be with something, it kind of often not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anyway, just a thought. Yeah.
And sometimes, but if we expect it to disappear, then of course it.
Yeah, if you're
Right.
not comfortable with it, it's gonna. Yeah.
Well, or sometimes it has its own play, right? And we don't know what that is. But any expectation to have it melt or disappear will then be just another expectation. Oh, expectation happened, right? So it's not, because some energies are here for a reason. And when it's ready to speak to you, so to speak, it might be something quite different than melting.
Yes, yeah. Anyway, the thing that I was thinking about was it is Yvonne, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I
Yeah.
was talking to Yvonne about hugging as we were leaving yesterday, and I realised that the thing I like about hugging is that it means somebody likes you and it's showing that you like them. But generally, apart from that, I just don't get anything. I kind of find it pretty sort of challenging in some ways, and and in the circles that I move in these days, it's such a big part of life, and I think, and it really triggers the thought that think, well, it's the same as I was saying yesterday. What the hell's wrong with me? You know?
Right. Yes. Is that present right now? What the hell's wrong with me? Can you feel that?
No.
No. Okay. Can I hug you then?
Yeah.
Can we play with the hug?
Yeah.
Okay. To give yourself space to relax open to it, yeah? So feel your feet. And breathe in. You can relax your arms. You feel your arms around me. Is this all right?
Yeah, but obviously it's
Okay, and just relax open to feel even more of the hug, of what's here. Feel your body relaxing. Just to the experience of being hugged. What's happening?
well, it's okay, but my mind keeps saying it's a step too far. That it's
Okay, so what does too far feel like? Just now. Where is it?
It's not really there, but yeah, that's the ongoing battle is should I be sort of trying to change or trying to be happy with my uptight sort of self, you know, it's, that's the challenge, and obviously I'm capable.
How was that hug?
Well, it's fine, and obviously I'm capable of change because I'm sort of doing that and doing this, but but just don't know whether I'm.
It's totally if it occurs to you, right? And it seems to have occurred to you that you'd like to deepen into what this hugging stuff's about, and the possibilities there.
Yeah, I guess so. Because
otherwise you wouldn't have spoken about it, yeah?
Yeah. And yeah, and well, because it was bringing up, but I'd rather get to the sort of core belief that it brings up is, you know, something. I think it must bring up some belief that I, you know. Yeah, I don't know.
That you're huggable or unhuggable?
Yeah, unhuggable.
Yeah, just relax open to feeling what does unhuggable feel like. To relax open to that. To be unhuggable. Harder to breathe. right, it's a paradox. Wanting to feel the hug, wanting the hugs, and at the same time not being able to feel them. Because the unhuggableness idea of that is in the way. Perfectly.
Mm.
And you want to leap to what does it feel like to be huggable,
Yeah.
cuddly, close?
Yeah.
You can see it happening, right?
Yeah.
Yum.
Yeah. And you just admire these cuddly people. And
Yeah.
you do actually want to hug them yourself, just because you think, oh, this person,
You can see it. Yeah,
Mm.
you're attracted to that. Beautiful, of course. So it's not to override this felt sense in yourself that maybe you're not as huggable as other people somehow, however it came to be, but to relax open to this felt sense of, okay, so I'm unhuggable. It doesn't mean that it stays forever.
Mm.
It just admits this energy to let it just be here as it is. And what happens?
Yeah, I feel like it's nice to be able to take it or leave it, or to choose, not choose,
Yeah.
but just to be either huggable, to feel unhuggable, or to
Yeah.
feel like.
Well, to even, and to play with that too. I mean, there's going to be probably, as you know already in your life, there's been opportunity for hugging, and it's come up as a like, oh, okay. And so what you're telling me in this even questioning is that you're, the scientist of awareness, looking at this and going, what's going on with this hugging stuff? And so you're playing with it and exploring what's going on for you in this play.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm.
So it can be like a slowing down too, of when you feel like the hug, and then really tuning inside and seeing what does the interior landscape, what does it say about that? Do you tighten up? Are you able to actually, and seeing if you can be really gentle with the opening. It's not how it's supposed to be, how you're supposed to be. Because how you are is how you are. But you can go just moment by moment, just a little more gently with yourself.
Yeah, I just want to be done with all that.
You're right. Oh well.
I mean all that anxiety of how to greet someone, and just the whole palaver of kissing on the cheek.
Do you want to leap to the finished deal? Just have the hugs and have them feel good, and
or just like be able to just go around saying everyone, just not have to have the choices and the dilemmas of how to.
How
hello
wonderful
or
that
goodbye
this dilemma
people.
arrives over and over again. I love it for you anyway, just because hugs are a delicious part of being alive. They can be a wonderful way to meet.
It's not really hugging, it's just the rules around,
Oh, it's a hugging too.
Yeah.
After being with you, it's a hugging too, aware how deeply you can allow yourself to be embraced, of what you allowed me to embrace you. And how much you embraced me. I'm not sure, but in my own, it felt like there was more that could happen there. Did you feel that too?
Yeah,
you could allow yourself to be embraced a little more. Maybe, but no rush.
Yeah.
This is the exploration. It's okay. Bit by bit. What a wonderful, it means that you're going to be up for a bunch of hugs. Because in the exploration, you need that part, right? To see how and what's going on and how to gently open more so and more so to this. Perhaps, if that's what you would like.
Yeah, I've got to get over the feeling that I need to do that as well as maybe doing it. I think the feeling that I need to kind of overcome it or experiment or get used to it is part of the problem.
Yeah. Just feel it as you go. And feel your yes about liking the whole hug part. It's okay, even though ultimately we can convince ourselves because we know it's nothingness, hugging nothingness, and all that kind of stuff. The reality is it's wonderful to be warm and encapsulated in someone's arms, snuggled. It just is. We're human, and for whatever reason,
love, basically. Yeah.
Allowing ourselves to be embraced, right? And so practicing with yourself Because did you able to hug yourself yesterday when I was suggesting that?
Not really.
Yeah. So would it be all right to play that now? Just even having your arms.
Does it?
And then breathe, and feel where your hands are on your body, and everybody.
Sorry, everybody.
Right? Because it's in this hug of self. You have your heart in there. You can feel your arms on your chest, however they are. And if they're uncomfortable, I like how you changed your position.
Well, I noticed it's the hand here that does it. Really, it's like this bit. It's like when you kind of.
Yes.
That's the bit that you think. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then just, if you can, feel thankful to this one that you are, and that you have arms that you can feel, that you can move to hug yourself. Because not everybody has that. You have hands that you can feel that work in this way, and a body that feels your hands on it. Does your body feel your hands? Yeah. And just really receive your own hug.
Yes.
Sweet. And at the same time, you've had enough of it, right?
Yeah.
So bit by bit, but practice, if you're on your own and stuff, and just have a real giggle with it. Oh, look at me hugging myself. This is crazy. And then remember, I said, yes, it is crazy. Go for it. It's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's just when the more that we play and give ourselves what we want first, the more it just naturally happens with others. And sometimes not so naturally. It feels awkward. And that's okay too. It's just like, okay, it's awkward. I didn't create the awkwardness or the anxiety. But I'm still wanting to, I recognize that I could move closer to an embrace. So for me, I'm willing to go through that awkwardness and feel the awkwardness, admit the awkwardness. And you could say to a person, okay, can we go slower? Go fast now. Right? You can explore hugging with anybody by just saying.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, being allowed to feel awkward is quite helpful.
Yeah, we all feel so awkward so much of the time. And it's just part of the human experience. There's no getting away from it. But we can get comfy with feeling awkward.
Yeah.
And just include it. And then it does seem to dissipate some. And because we get more comfy with it, it almost changes its own flavor.
Yeah.
So sweetly human. So sweet. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. Something for everybody there? Yeah,
Beautiful.
amazing, eh? Yeah. Would you like to? No? Just to take a moment, perhaps, it just occurs to me to invite you to, however it can be for yourself, to take a few moments to give yourself a little space to just be thankful for this body as it is, exactly like it is. Just like this. How it looks. Yeah. Its own particular idiosyncrasies that might be occurring. Adjusting to food.
Getting old.
Getting old, wonderful.
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 You're You're doing it very well.
Thank you.
You're inspired me.
Thank you.
Totally.
Oh,
Thank you for that.
oh, thank you.
Because yeah, it's these atoms vibrating, right? We can come back to the root of this scientific knowing, and for us to want it to be any particular way, it's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
That it's even here at all is already this gift, and then we go and say, oh, it should look like this or that, or be younger, or not,
Yeah.
and where are these ideas? Well, we can't really stop them. They're just part of life. But what we can do is accept how we are, and just like that, whether we're a man, whether we're a woman, whether we have straight hair, curly hair, and just see what it's like to just really accept it. And sometimes it's easier to imagine it's somebody else. Because you could do that. You can accept how your sister looks, or your brother looks, or your father looks, or your mother looks. They look like that. You don't spend time saying, oh, Mom, you should be 2 feet taller. Because she's 5'2", 2 feet. I guess that'd be pretty tall. Right? It bothers her to be what she thinks is short, but it's hugging her is quite nice. She fits right under your sweet. But hugging anybody, it can fit, right? So it's not about how they're shaped, size, color of their skin. It's how life is showing up, like this, just like this. No more, no less than this. And just being with that and seeing, where we want to change, and how, it's crazy. Yes, there is a societal thing that says, look like this, you should look like that, and have this flat tummy, and, be fit, whatever that means.
Yeah.
And it's recognizing that that's there, and there's you, as you are. And can you just relax with this? Hello, okay, right, like this. And quit pushing it around, Or play with it if you're going to push it around, However you'd like to. Dye your hair purple. Even if there might not be lots. That would be so cool. Yeah, think about that, in the field, the lawyer field, you're the boss and you come in with purple hair. I mean, perfect. Talk about out of control. Everybody'd be like, whoa. You'd shake them up. The legal field could use a little shaking up. Perhaps. Right? But you can have fun with it. You're going to go for it. But it's in the acceptance and in the gratitude. So yes, that's what this started out. Was just to be a little grateful to exactly as you are, to skin as it is, that we can feel skin, that we have something that we can put a scarf onto, that there's hairs that stand up when the truth happens. Who did that? Not me, but cool. I like it. May as well go along with it. Enjoy.
Yes. Yeah.
Enjoy life, right? And so it takes this enjoyment of yourself to really, really engage in enjoying life. And then that as you enjoy yourself more and more, and however it is, he or she shows up, then you'll find you enjoy others more. Even more and even more. It's not to say that you aren't. It's just even more.
Yeah.
Why not? Right? If there's something that has a lid on it in humanity, that'd be it. How we're supposed to be enjoying it. If we had enough money, then we could enjoy it, And if we could be whatever, then we could enjoy it. Well, hello. Here you are.
As we are.
As you are, yes. As like this. Felt sense of a floor under your feet. or a chair, or a little socket on your foot. It's just sweet, sweet. Because it could easily not be here. And then what? Well, then there's nothing. Boring. Nothing is nothing. That's it, you know. So the chair is here. You're all right for lunch for a bit, yes?
Yeah.
Somebody's bottom is being called. It's a magnet thing. And just because we're in England, there's no rules and regulations about this. Yes. Because you don't know what you're hearing the call for. To sit in the chair and see what that's like if there's a curiosity, or by deciding to give yourself the space and the support. You're not doing it just for yourself, you're doing it for everybody.
Everybody else.
Yes. So, the call is there, the call is there.
So I was looking for the recurring thought pattern, and I haven't got words for it. I can't find recurring words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm sure there are, but I'm just not
Right now.
noticing them.
Yeah.
But there's an energy,
Yes.
and it's something like irritation,
Mm-hmm.
but it's much stronger than irritation.
Wonderful. I've well practiced at irritation.
It's like, what's coming to me is if somebody kept hitting you on the head,
Yes,
it would provoke this reaction in you.
perhaps. Yeah. Certainly in you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know that thing like when somebody just won't leave you alone? When
Yep.
they're like intruding on you.
Yes. Feels like. Yeah.
And then the response, the natural response to that is like like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it sort of does
Yeah.
this thing in your
Yeah.
body. You have this thing. And that's the sensation. It feels like, my interpretation of it is that life is doing this to me.
Yes.
You know,
Life
is
is
kind of
doing it to you. Exactly. Exactly. Now it's got to be, you're curious. What is up with this? What is life continuing to fabricate these scenarios that tweak this alive?
yes,
Right?
yes.
So
yes.
let's feel into it. It keeps coming. It keeps calling. It comes again and again. This energy called irritation, is it present right now with imagining?
Yeah, but I'm going to call it irritation because I can't find a better word.
Okay. It's energy like irritation.
But it's like way amped up more than irritation.
Okay.
You know, it's like it could do serious damage. That's the feeling.
Okay.
To put
Serious
the
damage.
energy in
The
it.
serious damage energy. How's that? Does that fit better?
Yeah, but the intention isn't to damage.
No. It's
You know?
already in, right? There needs not to be any movement. All we're doing is letting it live in the interior landscape. So it's feeling the chair, right? That you're here. That in this circumstance of being in life, you're actually safe right here, yeah? So, because this is really helpful. I point to this again with each person because when you're on your own, it's a way that you can check out your surroundings. I'm safe. It's okay. Even though it might feel like you're going to be swallowed whole by something, you can recognize that you're okay. And it's just energy inside, even if it feels like it might be the end.
But it doesn't feel like everyone else is safe yet. You know,
Right.
it feels like,
Why? And that's why you've been holding it. Yeah.
yeah,
Right. Because it's, what did you call it? Potential damage energy?
yeah.
Okay.
It's like an explosion, you know. It's
Okay.
like, but it's not. It doesn't have any energy of aggression,
No.
just power.
Can you open to this power? Just relax your body open and let it move itself with you breathing.
I'm afraid to do that because it feels volatile.
Okay, so where's the fear?
Well, the fear of the damage,
Yes,
fear
yes.
of the
So fear of the damage.
consequence.
Fear of the damage is here. So who knows what's going to happen? So let's feel fear of the damage. And can you still access it with your eyes open? With me? Okay, remembering whoever it is that triggers this alive, this energy. Imagine them doing whatever it is that,
It's not even personal. It's not
No.
even people.
okay?
It's everything. It's the world. It's
Okay,
the whole world.
perfect. Remember that it's energy inside you. So you can relax your arms, shoulders. So you don't need to be ready, is what I'm saying, in any physical way. Even though the energy would probably, right?
Yeah.
So it's just recognizing, oh, it's okay. It's okay, body. It's all right. This is just energy inside me.
It has a colour. Definitely has. It's red.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely red. You know, red
Mm.
rag and all that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is it changing its shape or its location? Mm-hmm.
But I am recognising that it's very alive,
Very alive, yes. Very alive energy. Okay.
and the warmth of it. You know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And all you're doing, you're not attempting to change it. All you're doing is being with, letting it be itself, letting it move its own self, and share itself with you directly.
But there's a feeling of a barrier to being able to do that
Where?
because of the fear of the damage.
Right? So that comes in again. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet at the same time, you're also accessing the energy and feeling that from your words. Yeah.
More
So
than
just-
usual. Yeah.
Yeah. So noticing that both are here, you actually are. There isn't really a barrier, and there is, right? Because you're still also feeling the energy. It's not shut out totally.
No.
And so this barrier, where is that in relation to the heat?
Well, it's like a door.
A door. Oh, just neat.
So like there's the heat there.
Yeah.
And then there's the sense of the door being maybe opened a little bit.
Okay. Well, then just see what wants to happen. It's not necessary that the door is to be opened, right? And it might be that it is. Just feel into the door itself and see. Just feel the door. It'll speak itself if it does.
It's like I'm trying to keep it shut
Yes.
with all my strength.
Okay. So trying is happening somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the trying in the body?
in the upper half of my body.
Yes. Relaxing, open to feeling, trying happening. Of course it would be here. Of course.
Sort of in the, diaphragm.
Mhm.
And again, it's coming up very strongly that it's not allowed. It's just not allowed. It's
Mhm.
not allowed.
Okay, feel it's not allowed. It's not allowed. Relaxing, open to it. It's not allowed. It's okay too, because it's here. Breathe.
Makes me feel like I want to escape. I want to escape this world, this
Yes.
life.
Yes, and relaxing, open to feeling. What does it feel like to want to escape? Totally letting yourself feel that completely. Just wanting to escape.
It's hard.
Mm-hmm. Hard happening. Feeling hard happening. Relaxing, open to that too. So you can see how the mind plays its part, right? It's watching what's going on. Awareness watches itself, revealing itself to itself. And the mind encapsulates it to say what it is. It's hard. But instead of keeping with hard and making it into a something, it's like just enough so that you can access it, so you can become aware of it, and then go, oh, hello, hardness. Yes, it's just the truth. It's been hard. It is hard. Sounds really simple, open to the truth, but, right, it's a lot to open to, perhaps. Many layers. Now, checking out, just out of curiosity, this original query about irritation, and then you called it some other, it evolved into another kind of energy. We called it out of control energy. Is that right? Something like that. How's that now?
It's less obvious.
Mm-hmm.
It seems almost like it's a circle. I mean, I don't know how much this is just getting over analytical, but it seems almost like it's a circle that's not allowed. The irritation's not allowed.
Mm-hmm.
But the more it's not allowed, and you're not even allowed to be sad about it not being allowed, then it's you just feel more irritated. So it's like it
Feeds
just
it.
it stokes it.
Yeah, it stokes the fire. It feeds it. Yes. Perfectly. Interesting. Wow. Wow. Now, does that sound familiar?
Mm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you relate to this?
Yeah.
The cycle, right? You see how it feeds itself. The tricky part to notice is you are allowing yourself to feel it. Here, you were able to talk about it and share it, bits and pieces, right? And even that it's not allowed was being shared. So you allowed that.
Something. It's still that feeling of effort. It's like
Where?
here,
Mhm.
here.
Okay.
It's like keep a lid on it,
Yes.
and the effort of that and the exhaustion of that.
Yes.
And then on top of that, the fact that it's life that you're keeping the lid on. It's something that you need.
So not to move it right now in this moment, unless it wants to. Would you like to take the lid off?
Only if I knew.
Only if I knew. Yes, no, this is the truth too,
Yeah,
right?
it is. Only if I knew it would all be all right.
Okay, so there's a condition and a preference on there. I'll take the lid off if I knew it was going to be okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's fairly clear, right? Okay, so are you available to knowing that it's okay to take the lid
Yes.
off? Okay, so you're inviting this, to know that it's okay to take the lid off. Beautiful. All right. So we don't know what's going to happen, but we've heard this and we hear your invitation. And so now life can take care of that for you. Yeah? We don't know how. We don't know if it's going to be messy, or neat and tidy, or gentle, or nothing much. But we're all together. We're with you on this, yes?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And so with this now, with us being with you, how does that feel? What's happening in your body now?
It feels less tight. More relaxation.
And the lid, is it present?
Very much so.
Okay. So can we feel the lid together? Just the lid. As it is. Like this. What happens when you look in my eyes? Or connect here. It's not really looking into my eyes, but just feeling the lid together.
Well, what's arising is the sense that I've chosen to impose that restriction on myself. That no one's done it to me.
You learned it.
But
Other
it's almost
people
like,
are doing it too, right?
Almost I enjoy it. Almost I enjoy the satisfaction of repressing myself. Because it's like I can use that energy, that
you can feel yourself in existence because of that. Right?
It's like yes. It's like, I'm not allowed to be
Beautiful.
like that to anyone else, but I can do it to myself. No one's going to punish me for that.
That's right. Damn you all. Right. Wonderful. It's yours. Isn't
And
that
it's
beautiful?
almost like primal. It's like, like when you're in the toilet and you like this.
Yes.
It's that kind of thing. It's like
both natural occurrences. Right? Because naturally this occurred. Moments fell and tumbled in a domino effect to the point where you experienced, even what you've experienced this, you knew this lid was here. Right? But then here in these moments, we're looking at the whole kind of play of itself. And you're getting that and speaking it out loud, sharing it with us, right? So we don't even know what happens with the energy when it's been shared and you get to see it outside of yourself. by speaking it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's received by awareness in this way too, right? And then to see that, hey, I like it actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's not so much. It's not exactly liking it,
Yeah.
but it's a release, or it's a.
Sounds and it feels like a little bit like damn you anyway. I'm going to do this. Almost like I don't know. When you said it, that's what it sounded like.
Well, it's like like if the image that I'm getting is that there's maybe a bull or a small child where you were trying to say no, and the more you say no, the more they push against it.
Yes.
And it's like they can't help it but do it.
That's physics. Absolutely. Anything, right? It's got to have equal force back. Your foot meets the floor meets your foot. Equal physics, equal energy. Exactly.
So it's a channel for all of that in me. Like I can use up all of that urge. I'm not allowed to do anything, but I can do that with it.
Yes.
You know, that's the feeling, is that I'm not allowed to go and be creative and make a mess or a noise or something else, but I can do that to myself with it.
Yes.
And that's permitted.
Right.
It seems better than just not being able to do anything.
Right.
And there's a huge amount of sadness that is with that. It's like then I can exist or something. At least I can exist inside myself. I can't exist outside.
And if one of your nephews had this going on inside himself, what would you say to him?
I would say I can tell you what I do say.
Yes.
Say don't throw the ball inside, and stop hitting your brother. And that's what I say.
But if
It's
you knew
chaos.
that he had a lid on his allowing his own self to be all of it, what would you say to him?
I would say make a mess, and let's hear your voice.
Okay. So can you say that to yourself in the same love of your nephew? You say it to her. So gently, just like you would for your nephew. So gently. Encouraging yourself to make a mess, however it comes. See, we can use our own love to support ourselves. We may not be able to apply it directly right away to ourselves, but we can see how we can apply it to others, to who we love. So we know how to do it. It's just taking that same way that you do it for them and do it for yourself. Apply the same way. Because really they are you. And what you would love for them is what you would love for yourself.
There's a lot of it's just a lot of sense of how much well, it's how fragile it seems like the order of everything is, and how much you can upset that by being yourself.
Fragile and strong.
Fragile is the order.
Yes, yes.
The order is fragile. Like, there's a certain way that it's proper for things to be. I'm talking about my conditioning, my family,
Yes, yeah.
which I can feel is very alive
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
There's a certain way of things being proper,
Right.
and how easy it is to upset that by being alive and being yourself.
Which is going to be happening, even if you try to stop it, right? You can upset it. You upset it all the time, even when you try to stop it.
I'm pretty good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I
That's
say,
amazing.
this is
Oh.
where I claim that, that's
Right.
my,
Whew. Up until now.
that's where I've used my energy. It's okay. I can
Yes.
repress myself better than anyone else can do it.
Wow. So first, give yourself the smiley face that you give your students. You're the best at something, right?
It's not for them. I'm not doing it for them. I'm not doing it for their rewards. I'm doing it to claim it as my own.
Yes.
thing.
Yes. Yes.
It's almost like a revenge, almost.
There it is, right? That's what I was saying. It's like a damn you anyway.
Yeah.
Fine then. All right, you want me to close down? Then okay, I will.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't
Yeah.
it amazing? The kid, right? Little girl did that. Wow.
But it doesn't feel empowered though.
Well,
it feels like a.
right now, check it out now. As you
Yes,
let it be
it's
damn
true.
you.
Yeah.
Damn you. All of you. Life.
I don't know. There's a feeling. There isn't a feeling of power.
Okay. The revenge you spoke about.
That feels like it's a compensation. Like it's not. Somehow I feel the victim of all of it. I feel
Right.
the victim of the revenge, of all
Yes.
of
Be the victim.
it. I just feel the victim of
Right.
it.
Victim of the bloody lid.
Of the whole blooming story, all of it.
Yes.
But there is something. Yeah, there's something.
There is. Yes.
It's almost like inside me there's my private, I want to say it's like a witch's cave where I just go and
Yeah.
I know that it's the truth
Yes.
and it's just for me.
Yes. Is that empowering?
Yeah, that's empowering. That's
Right.
very empowering.
Wonderful. Can everybody relate to this? Does everybody have a lid? Can you relate somewhat? Yeah. To what you're allowed, what you allow of yourself. You put a lid on yourself.
Yeah.
Right. So we can be with this lidishness together.
I keep thinking of a word, and I don't want to intervene, but I keep thinking of the word rage. That's what it is for me, and I don't mind having a bit of rage. It's kind of good. Like the band Rage Against the Machine.
Mm. You're going to show up with a purple skull next time?
I mean, it can
There's
be
no
good,
air
but
there,
I
you
just
die.
like that kind of music sometimes. But,
Oh, that kind of music. Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah,
kind
and
of
then kind
angry
of really
music.
let it live. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the dance.
Right.
Primal. Fun. Music, right, too. Like, it occurred to me when you were playing the beautiful music, too, the strength and the energy that you put into that. You could really put that damn you anyway into the music. Let it unfurl into your hands. The whole thing being stopped, being stopped, being stuck, being pushed down and pushed away and told, not that, not that, not that. Not this, not this, not this. Thank you. Yes, beautiful. Thank you, thank you. Pleasure. Absolutely. Lunch break or? Yeah?
Yeah.
People feel hungry? Yeah? Okay. All right. And so, yesterday, are we going to go off to the same place? Or?
It's probably the best one in the neighborhood. There's actually a whole market going on, so people could also spread themselves. There's a few other food stalls, but if we want to sit together as a group, that's probably the best place.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice food.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very nice food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Sound good.
basically, I'm splitting
And
things.
so, you know, time. It's now just about 20 after. I'll shut this, close this. Thank you, computer, for working.